somewhere in the world, artificial intelligence is talking to the most stupid and ignorant person that you can imagine and telling them exactly what they want to hear. So just think about that for just a minute, right? The most ignorant, so uneducated, stupid, right? Not versed in processing common sense well. That type of person is talking to artificial intelligence, and it's telling them exactly what they want to hear. And that's happening all over the world, right?
Cool.
And so you have all the things happening in the world that we didn't see before. Like when I grew up as a kid, there was no such thing as a school shooting.
Right.
No one thought about going into a school with a gun and threatening children, right? That was just, I was like, it's crazy. Well, it is crazy, but you just didn't, it was so shockingly unbelievable now. And now you watch the news and it's just another shooting after another shooting after another shooting after another shooting. And people say, well, right to bear arms, but it's the guns. Everybody has a gun. And, we live in Costa Rica and there's no school shootings in Costa Rica. And I think in Costa Rica automatically, I'm just going to say this, having been a gringo, lived in Texas, lived in California, grew up in Louisiana. Ticos are much more respectful of children, old people, just in general.
Yep.
Just in general. And so maybe they hide it well, but you don't hear of the priests molesting the kids here like you do in the United States.
Well, there was actually a case of a Costa Rican priest that was in the States that just got caught recently. I wish I could.
He went to the States, Well, I think it says something about environment. But I'm just saying, you can just tell the difference here. People are they're not afraid about their children the way gringos are afraid about their children in public. And I was a minister. Remember, I worked in the Baptist church and Church of God church, and you're in some of those churches, and we had thousands of members, right? So you're around people. I'm just saying, you have to be incredibly cautious.
So you think,
right?
So you think this is increasing because the AI, or because stupid?
No, what I'm saying, that was just the internet that's gotten us to this point. But now you have all of these people who are, you're hearing the stories about they're killing themselves because of something that the AI said. And I've been talking to it now for how long? Steadily, a year and a half, right? Yeah. And it changes its personality or whatever else. And I realized, and one day, because this goes back to what you said before we started the podcast, I realized one day that I was thinking about something the AI had said and feeling bad about it. So I was thinking about something it said the way, someone would say something bad to you and you would think, and it would hang on to you, right? Emotionally. And I was chewing on something. And I went, wait a minute. That was said by the AI. That was not a human that said that to me.
Also, that's because you. Sorry, no, go ahead.
And to be even more hilarious about it, it was something it had said when I had told it to be brutally honest, right?
So you asked for it.
It was. Yeah, I asked for it. And I was chewing on it, and I thought, no, wait a minute, whoa, way too much emotional attachment to something said by a machine.
Right.
But I think I'm of average intelligence at least. I'm just saying that if you just think about this, what's going on, the amount of violence, that's acceptable in the United States now, or that's just happening all the time. Yes, I blame the telephones. Yeah, everyone's not present, and yes, I blame that. I mean, you can read the statistics about male-female relationships, right? And where male-female relationships are because of, all these people they call incels, right? Involuntarily celibate, because they can't talk to women. And, that's a skill that has to be taught. Really. Yep. Right. I mean, it's if you want to romantically talk to women, you really need a mentor in that respect. Right. It helps a whole lot.
Well, what I saw recently is that people are choosing to give like personal information to the AI instead of, for example, a member of the family, right? If I'm having a bad situation, let's say I'm going to high school, whatever, and I'm being, bullied. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then I start.
Tell the AI, not tell the family about it when the family's the one who needs to hear about it.
Right.
Well, but we have school, which should really just be called indoctrination, and we don't teach any interpersonal skills. We don't teach people how to behave. That's what the church did that, right? But the church is full of a bunch of fantasy ideas that can be destructive and not in tune with society.
What do you really mean to say with that?
Well, yeah, I was trying to be polite, because what I was thinking about is when I was a youth minister and we would do a summer camp, and the whole time you're just trying to keep them from screwing one another, right? So you have to be up like all through the night with a flashlight outside to keep them inside the cabins so they don't go someplace and screw one another, right? And looking back on that with some wisdom, I would say we have a boys' camp and a girls' camp, right? Which then, might bring on a different set of problems. But you just put that many hormones in proximity to one another, and there will be problems. And we have a summer camp. We have a summer camp, right? And we just denied the sexuality of teenage human beings who are connected to the internet. That's what I would say about being in the evangelical church. The idea is okay, stay a virgin until you're married. And I can just give you a list of reasons as long as my arm why that's a bad idea. Right? Because I've been in the church as a pastor, and you counsel people who were sexually incompatible for whatever reason. Spiritual, physical, emotional, whatever. And then you have these two people and they've promised to be together forever. But the thing that really needs to cement a couple together, which is a whole lot of good sex, is not happening. And when that's not happening and that intimate bonding is not happening, and you're living with this person, well, we were talking earlier, Darin, about being nitpicky, right?
Yeah.
And I remember a particular friend in my life that I had, and her boyfriend would go in the bathroom and he would shave, and shavings would fall into the sink. And so she would get up and there'd be a little bit of shavings in the sink. Not a whole lot, right? He didn't have a big beard. He just a little bit of hair in the sink. And so she asked him once or twice, hey, don't leave that hair in the sink. It really grosses me out, right? Please don't leave that hair in the sink. And so, all right, yeah. And so he just keeps on doing it, right? So her solution to that was she would then empty the hair from her hairbrush into the sink and leave it for him, right?
Oh, God.
Wow.
But then this particular gentleman was not really present enough, right? And just allowed that process, then allowed the sink to get stopped up. They were just missing each other completely, right? But their intimate relationship went bad first. And then that went bad. And then the living together situation, everything became an issue. Did I over-explain that, Anthony? I think the artificial intelligence, if it read the transcript, it would say, yes, John, you over-explained. You didn't interrupt me fast enough. Okay.
No, in regard to when you was a pastor or a minister, how do you what's the difference between being religious and being spiritual? Spirituality
is connectedness. anytime anyone describes a spiritual experience, they describe being connected to something. No one describes in my spiritual experience, I felt so alone. Never. Right. Every time anybody says I had a spiritual experience, it's always I felt connected to something. I felt connected to someone else, to God, to the spirit,
nature.
to Mother Nature, to whatever. Take some rapé at a shamanic dose. Rapé at a shamanic dose. And you will feel connected to Mother Earth, I promise you. You'll feel a whole lot of things, but one of the things you'll feel dramatically is the connection to the planet, to dirt. It's an amazing feeling, it really is, but not something that I would often want to repeat.
Right.
Yeah. So definitely got to want to do something like that to really go through with it.
It's a shaman, Anthony. He's got a pipe that looks like this. It's called a
crepe. Tepi. No, tepi.
The crepe is a soul. Thank you. And they shoot that tobacco up inside, but they shoot what they call a shamanic dose, and it's a lot. It makes you throw up. But it's just like giving you, I don't know how much, 10,000 times the amount of tobacco in a cigarette at one time.
In both your nostrils.
Right.
And so you're snotting and you're vomiting and whatever else. But there's a moment that you have, I'm gonna say it's 15 minutes, and you just feel like I'm just part of the earth. I'm part of the flowers, and I'm part of the trees, and I'm part of everything in the earth. You just have that. And remember, it's cleaned everything out. Like it cleans your sinuses out completely. You probably do some little vomiting.
Well, it's funny because when they start you off, they start you standing, and they dose you. They give you that shamanic dose, and they're trying to tell you, stay on your feet, and your legs are just like, I don't want to keep standing anymore. They start wobbling, and then you fall. That's when you really connect. You just stretch out on the ground. You feel that connection.
Wow.
The shaman Carlos that does it. This is all he does for a living is go around doing this to people. And I called him the Rapinator, right? Because you're so weak afterwards. It just like took every muscle in your body, just squeezed it really hard, like you just feel but again, there's a positive and a negative to it. It's when you take ayahuasca, that's when the morning after is when they give you this shamanic dose of rapé, and you're in a different frame of mind, I promise you. And then they'll put, is it called sananga? Is that what it is, Darin?
Sanangas are the drops in your eye.
The eye drops, right? So they put these eye drops in your eyes, Anthony. And I don't know how to describe the worst burning you can imagine in your eyes. Just imagine however bad your eyes could burn, it would burn that bad.
It's like lime juice getting in your eye.
But when it's over with, your vision seems extremely clear, like extraordinarily clear. I've never, what we experienced when we took ayahuasca, and they had us take ayahuasca for 3 days. And then at the end of the 3 days, you got the sananga, they put the drops in your eyes, and then they hit you with the rapé. And I've never, in any of the documentaries or any of that, I've never seen all of that done at one time like that. But wow, what a ride. I can do without the sananga again. It's just like, my eyesight's okay, thanks. That pain is just, whoa, right?
It's unbearable.
And some people say they have a psychedelic experience from it, like they do from the frog poison. You know what I'm talking about by that, Anthony, where they burn your arm, and it's called combo. They take a little, like a wood dowel, like a little wooden palito with a flat end, and they burn a hole in your skin, and then they just dab a little bit of this frog poison on
your skin.
Let me say that beforehand they've had you drink a whole bunch of water. So they've had you
3
drink
liters.
Thank you, voice of experience. And you drink a whole bunch of water, and then they put that poison in you, and then you really vomit all that water right back up. And so I knew people that had like 20 dots down their leg where they had done this 20 times or 25 times or 30 times. And they said they had a psychedelic experience from it. And I never experienced nothing like that. They burned me. I threw up a whole bunch of water. Wow. That was my whole combo experience. But other people said they have a very different experience from it.
It really all just depends on how well you're prepped for it, what your diet was like prior to it. Because if you eat clean, it's not nearly as dramatic as what some people are. Uh-huh.
All of it. Any psychedelic, it doesn't matter what it is. If you're off of sugar, not too much salt, no alcohol, no marijuana, your system is extremely clean, you're going to have a much better result from it.
Mm-hmm.
So
go ahead, Anthony. I'm sorry.
No, so you recommend ayahuasca, for example, someone having a bad situation with feelings or I don't know, they can't go through in life.
The first thing I'm going to say about ayahuasca is it's extremely important who you take it around, and there's different types of it, and you should investigate that. But who gives it to you and who you're around and who might be there to take care of you. And if you had a medical emergency, what would happen? Right. Because you hear the stories, these people, they go back into the jungle in Peru and they have the real ayahuasca from that particular, is it Shipibo? Is that what they call them? Yeah, that particular tribe or whatever. But I'm just saying, if we're just being reasonable about it, a lot of people say, well, Rhythmia is too expensive, or Blue Spirit, or one of these places that has a lot of credentials behind it, right? It's very important. Yeah, it's got a staff to take care of you. It's got a doctor there, because you're taking something that's not been studied enough. And a lot of people are on a lot of medications that could counteract with it. Right. Mm-hmm. Especially what they call, I think it's called NSAIDs, or the ones that turn off your stomach acid. NSAIDs. Sorry, not a doctor or a pharmacist, but anyway, there's certain things that you should not be on, certain medications you should not be taking if you take ayahuasca. Your question was, do I recommend it in certain situations? Yes, with the right people and someone who's guiding you. But I've been in the $100 a night situations in Costa Rica where there's 20 people and they're laid out all over the place, and some people are in great distress and there's no one there to adequately care for them. And fortunately, after the first time I took ayahuasca, I had my wits about me. So in the successive times that I took it, I was not out of it in any way. Right. So I didn't lose the conscious part of my mind. And what I mean by that is I don't know if you've never taken it, it's hard to explain to you, but I was still grounded in reality throughout those successive sessions. But I saw shamans, quote unquote, who did not care for people properly, who were handling these people like cattle, right? Here's some ayahuasca. Lay on the ground. There's a place to poop. There's a place to vomit, but not very much in the way of care, which you need to have, because you can have, it can put you down for a while. So yeah. Do I recommend it? It was great for me. And I think that with a number of times I did it, that it opened new pathways in my mind. I was able to see things differently. I've often described it as receiving a download, right, of wisdom from some of those ayahuasca journeys. And, some of the ones I had were just wonderful. I think they brought a whole lot of insight into my life. I'm just saying that it's something to be taken with consideration. It's not something that just fare back and say, let me just fly to Costa Rica and go take this with whomever. Right. And Darin and I've had experiences too with people who had a previous criminal record who were administering this medicine in Costa Rica, right? Because they come to Costa Rica and they can run away from their past and be down here with a bunch of unsuspecting tourists arriving really from all over the world, really. Like with the Envision Festival that's down in Uvita, and which is the biggest psychedelic festival in all of Central America. It's really crazy the number of nationalities of people that you would meet that would come from all over the world for that festival, and sometimes months before and stay months after. I mean, I think a lot of that area has grown because of that festival, people coming into that area. But yeah, you meet people from all over the world. So, Darin, do you have anything you want to talk about today? Did we get to you today?
No, I don't really think we got to Anthony either. He's asked one question, which was very good. But John, I just wanted to ask, because you mentor us, I wanted to ask you a little bit, who was the one person in your life that shaped you to do business more than anybody?
The one person in my life that shaped me to do business more than anybody, my best business mentor,
Exactly.
A guy in the auction business named Mark. And we worked together off and on for several different deals and things that came along. But he taught me the deal business, really. He taught me just to recognize an opportunity and to say, okay, well, I'm going to adapt in order to be able to do this other thing, right? And I spent years in the auction business. And in the auction business, you're just going into another business and into another business and into another business and discussing with the owners or the directors how it failed. So think about that, right? So I have this experience in all throughout my 20s when I'm not just with Mark, but with other auctioneers as well, because I was around the computer auction business and a lot of different people in the auction business. And so you're around a whole lot of people who are losing money all the time, and they're teaching you what not to do.
Exactly, the what not to do. Yeah.
Right.
Did he see something in you that you didn't see in yourself at the time?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's like the two of you, right? I mean, I picked Anthony because of the way he was arranging seashells in my yard when he was a young man. And I noticed that conscientiousness in him and thought that can be developed. And we still haven't seen, he had 50 people working for him in Panama. Yeah, I was just remembering the other night when we had to move warehouses and you kept them till 3 a.m. in the morning and you kept them happy. Yeah. And I remember y'all sent me those photographs at 3 a.m. in the morning. Y'all had cleaned out that warehouse.
Right.
And washed the floor. That's what I remember. I remember the floor in there was wet because y'all had washed the floor down in the other warehouse to leave it clean for the landlord.
Right.
And I thought you and Douglas are just animals. Just animals. Because I would have never said be there till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Wait a minute. When you say animals, be specific, right?
Well, I mean, you're
I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's a gringo expression, right? I mean, you really got into your work. You really got into your work. But I'm okay. Now, be honest. I would have never. If you said I'm going to go till 3 o'clock in the morning, I would have said no way.
You was upset, right? You was like, hey, what you guys are doing? You need to go home, right? Yeah, I remember. He wasn't happy with that.
Yeah, so because I don't be made out to be the slave driver, but I'm just saying. You said what have you said? See something, right? Do you see something in someone? Yeah. I mean, I picked Darin because of the way he washed dishes at a psychedelic ceremony held at his parents' house, and I watched him wash dishes for a whole bunch of people happily, right? And I saw that thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Next question.
What was the one thing that he told you that you still hear this day? That makes you remember him?
Don't draw your gun unless you intend to shoot. And then aim between the eyes and kill them dead. But it's better to leave your gun in your holster.
It's a great expression.
Right?
That's
don't draw your gun unless you intend to shoot.
Oh, okay.
But if you do draw it, aim between the eyes and shoot to kill. But it's better to never have drawn your gun. It's just great advice. It's just great advice. It's just great life. It's just great life advice. Leave it in the holster. Yeah.
Right.
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 Yeah. Never does you any good.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I have this way of thinking that sometimes, in regard to your best friend, your mentor, sometimes the person that you would take a bullet for, it's hard to see that person being the one behind the gun, right? And here, you can see this often, right? The person that you would take a bullet for ends up being the one behind the gun. And in regard to your mentor,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's hard to find someone so unique, right? So it's not even like your brother, right? It's not even like someone you meet in your way to be whatever. It's so like unique.
Okay, so let me just say in general, my father was a negative influence in my life.
Right.
So because of that, right, I sought out other male influences in my life. If he had been a great dad, I wouldn't have done that, right? So you could say, okay, well, John had a bad childhood because his didn't have a good relationship with his father. Okay, well, that's one way to look at it. Or you can look at it and say, I had a relationship with my real mentor, Brooks Flagg, for 25 years of my life, who taught me what it was like for one man to care about another man, right? He only mentored 2 people, and he invested in me and one other guy, right? I'm getting emotional talk about it. It's just 2. And then I mentored 100. You 2 are just at the top of the latest food chain, right? But I've mentored so many people because he did that.
Right.
Yeah.
No. And I mean, I know, I guess the same as Darin, we notice that anytime you talk about Brooks, you get sentimental, right? and we got the idea because, like I say, you didn't have a good relationship with your dad, with your father, and if I'm not wrong, that brings you to be a stronger man.
Yeah, right? completely. But the thing is, and I wear his necklace around my neck all the time. The thing is that.
Can you show it to us? Can you show the necklace to us?
Yeah, let's his.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's a piece of 8 that came off of the shipwreck called the Etosha. Anyway, I never met anyone with like his character. So my mind goes back often and thinks, wow. You know, I mean, just think about the character that it takes to do free suicide cleanups, right? Because he's a chaplain for the police department and the sheriff's department. And so if your family member had committed suicide, he and his wife and some other members of his church would go to your house and clean it up for you for free, so you didn't have to do it.
Wow.
And I just talk about that because, and then he delivered all the death notifications in our parish, right? So 700 times he knocked on somebody's door to say, your son's been killed in a car accident, your daughter's committed suicide, your husband's had a heart attack and fallen to his death. I mean, just unbelievable amounts of 700 times in 17 years, right? And so that character that he had, so wow, makes me emotional.
Right.
And I miss it. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
You're letting the silence hang too long. I tell you, don't let the silence hang. Go ahead.
No,
you made me cry and emotional. Go ahead. Don't let the silence hang. Don't let the silence hang.
Yeah, I saw a photo from your mentor, and even his face expression, you could see like he was a happy guy, right? You could see even in the photo.
Yeah, and he would always come in my business and he would give people a pep talk, or he would just come into business. And like when I was in Houston, he was living in Louisiana. This was about a 3-hour drive, and he drive with us sometimes. And he'd come to the business, and I have 25 or 30 employees, and he would just wander around there all day long, just counseling everybody. How are you doing? Just like a pastor would do, right? He just pastored the whole company Like everybody knew him, and he just comes. Everybody loved him. He was just a natural pastor.
And I think all of us.
Oh, start getting emotional again.
No, wait.
Start remember something else. Get emotional again.
No, wait a minute. I think all of us need someone like that in your life, right?
You're horrible, Anthony. Don't talk. No more mentor talk. No more mentor talk. I hate you. Sorry. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No.
Go ahead, Darin.
No, I was going to say, do we want to jump into the deals to talk about what we got going on?
Yeah, you made me cry. Let's go into some deals, right? Just what a wonderful transition. Here we go.
Apologize.
No, I love an emotional roller coaster ride.
Well,
we got the banner at the bottom. We're the Proven Performer Crew. We sponsor the Made in Paradise podcast with our personal effort from doing big deals. And we got a big deal we're going to talk about today that I'm super excited about. And I got a video. Here we go.
Everything is box packed.
This is lighting chandeliers. And you can see in just a minute. I'm gonna put this up here just to take a look through some of this stuff. These are wholesale prices. We're talking about $200, $300, $400, $500. Some of it $700 and $800 at wholesale in chandeliers. This is 35 containers worth. It's 27,000 units. So I'm gonna go back to the video again here because he's walking down through this, and these aren't color boxes. Some of the boxes are color, but this is
a lot of them got a photo of it on it though.
Some are picture boxes.
Yeah, 35 containers, 27,000 pieces. We have a complete inventory. This is $3 million at wholesale. Now, lighting companies mark this stuff up like crazy.
And the boxes are huge on some of those. You can just see.
Yeah, some of them is enormous. That's what I was talking about, right? So $3 million worth of product at wholesale, which is at least $6 million at retail. But I think you could very honestly call it $9 million, maybe $12 million. 27,000 pieces, 35 containers.
Manifest I've already shared with you.
It's $10 a piece, right? For the take all. So
great deal.
Really amazing. About $270,000 for 35 containers.
So this is all, it's around 35 containers here.
I mean, you see how big that warehouse is. I mean, it's kind of hard to get the perspective of it, but that's those racks are going back a crazy amount.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Everything brand new case back.
Unbelievable deal. We were talking about before, Darin, some of this stuff.
Yeah, is it that
the
box
is
right
more
there?
than, that box right there is more than $10. I mean, the box is $25 or $30 to have made the box. It's crazy. Unbelievable, but all big stuff. We completely have a manifest. We have one of the video I'm going to throw up here real quick.
So here we have
you said 35 containers, right?
35 containers. I mean, I was telling Darin, we were just discussing it before the show, and I was saying, look, of a whatnot seller, right? Just imagine, you know, if you're in some big city and you're a whatnot seller and you just did this, $10 a piece, right? Some of it's going to sell for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Look how big that is right there. It's enormous. It's an enormous light. That light's probably $2,000 retail or something like that. $10.
Yeah, then whatnot. So they can start the auction at $10 and just see where it leads them. I'm sure people would be paying $50, $60, $70, $80, $90 for those easily.
It's really like one of the most unbelievable deals I've ever seen, because we've seen some cheap lighting, and we've sold a bunch of Home Depot lighting. When I say a bunch, hundreds of containers of Home Depot lighting. And we've never had containers that were full of just nothing but high-end lights like this, right? It's just one high-end light after another, after another, after another. Not really any common stuff in it. Not at all. Completely manifested. 27,000 pieces, $3.1 million at wholesale, at least $6 million at retail, $10 a piece, 95% off retail. This is crazy, crazy, unbelievable. Inspection's okay. And go see it, FOB Houston, Texas. $6 million worth of lights for $270,000. Incredible, incredible investment for the right person. We're the Proven Performer crew. I'm John Clark, along with my co-hosts Darin Fingleton and Anthony Ferguson, and this has been the Made in Paradise podcast. We appreciate you watching. Like and subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow.
Don't forget. Ciao.
Ciao.